Hi there, Stephan Külgen back once again with some background on our latest and fifth news package of 2026. Some of you might be a little surprised. For the first time this year, nothing new from Lufthansa in this news package. I know that some of you joke around when predicting the models of upcoming releases that there will always be a Lufthansa model in every package. Well, not this time. But don't fret, the next news package is not too far off, and we definitely have more of Lufthansa in store for you. What we do have this time around are a new run of the largest aircraft, the 240-time world record holder Antonov AN225, with some additional printing details. And on the other end, we have the smallest Boeing commercial jet, which is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year. And we have lots of new models in between those two extremes. Something quite special adorns the title page of our latest news brochure. Qantas has recently revealed a new special color scheme on their latest A321XLR, showing support for the Great Barrier Reef off of Australia's east coast. The complex ecosystem is in grave danger due to global climate warming, and Qantas is chipping in by raising awareness and helping out financially as well. Qantas will be donating a part of the proceeds to the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. We will have different versions and sizes in production for you, initially including the 200 scale version, and shortly to follow a die-cast model in the 500 scale as well. Just recently, in the mid of June, we attended the ILA Air Show in Berlin. Happy that quite some of you stopped on by, so thanks for that. There, we were also often asked about offering more military aircraft. Well, we are working on some new models, including various aircraft in the Luftwaffe's 70th anniversary designs, but more on those next time around. In this package, we have for you two new F-18 Hornets in the 200 scale. It has been quite a few years actually since our last F-18 releases. This time, we thought we would focus on two Hornet operators that have yet to be produced in the 1 to 200 scale, that being Spain and Finland. Next to Switzerland, these are the only two nations operating the highly maneuverable fighter here in Europe. For fans of Soviet-designed airliners, we have a new model of the former Eastern Bloc standard long-range airliner, the IL-62 for you. This latest release in the later colors of CSA of Czechoslovakia is the very same aircraft that was leased to Malev for a short period and which we also happened to have produced around 2 years back. The IL-62 opened the airline's intercontinental era when in 1970 it inaugurated flights between Prague and New York. And on the other end of the scale, we have for you a first new Yakovlev Yak-40 trijet since a long time. These are still soldiering on, or better have to soldier on, and Volokta Air Company has recently started repainting their yaks in a very unusual color scheme. Well, I think simple but striking. Sticking with smaller regionals, we have a new Beech 1900 for you. After finally having solved a number of technical issues, production is running on the long overdue UN and US Airways Express Beechcraft we had announced some time ago. And to shorten the wait on more further new Beechcrafts, we decided to get started with some new 1900s in parallel. First to follow is a Beech 1900 from PGA Express, a subsidiary of Portugalia, which again is a subsidiary of TAP Air Portugal. Moving on to the 500 scale, we have a few new A330-200s for you. In collaboration with Avianca Cargo, we are not only offering a new run of their normal A330 freighter, 12 years after the first run, but also a limited run of their sole A330 in the green livery, highlighting the airline's commitment to sustainability and also social responsibility, having won several awards for the education and environmental programs. Moving on from Latin America to Eastern Europe, we have a 200 series A330 from Serbia. Instead of Nikola Tesla, this new Air Serbia release honors Mihailo Pupin, an engineer, physicist, and inventor who is also known as a founding member of the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, NACA, back in the year 1915, which is the fundament for the formation of NASA 4 decades later. And completing the quartet of A330-200s is a release in the, famous KLM colors. We hadn't produced an A330-200 in the current livery to date, so we better do it now before the A350 starts entering the fleet and replacing the aging twinjet. One hard to overlook constant this year are anniversaries. Lufthansa, American, United, among so many others. Scandinavia's SAS is also celebrating their 80th anniversary with a special livery. SAS's first intercontinental flight took place on September 17, 1946, when a Douglas DC-4 from Stockholm via Copenhagen, via Prestwick, and via Gander finally arrived in New York after 25 hours. The A330 features SAS blue across the entire aircraft, and also a little nod to history. The Scandinavian flags have been added to the fuselage sides, similar in style to the classic 1980s livery. And did someone say anniversary? Right at the beginning, I did mention Boeing's smallest commercial jet. The very first Boeing 737 was rolled off the production line on December 17, 1966. What started out as a short-haul aircraft that airlines, mostly Lufthansa, had to push Boeing hard to continue and finish its development, turned out to be a best-selling family of aircraft. Over the next 6 decades, over 12,500 aircraft were produced, and Boeing still has 3,600 in their order books. The small series will start with N515NA. She started out as the prototype -100 series aircraft and was later operated by NASA for 3 decades before being retired in 2003 as the very last -100 series aircraft. She is today on display at the Museum of Flight in Seattle, Washington. And last and definitely not least, as far as our regular announcements go, for those who stopped by in Berlin for the ILA, you had a first glance at the just finished sample of the Swiss A350 in the 500 scale in the special Wanderlust livery, with its many motives taken from nature, culture, and sports from all corners of Switzerland. One more 500 scale announcement for you. We have another club model available shortly, this time an Austrian Airlines E195. Just over 10 years ago, Austrian received the first of no less than 17 E-jets to replace their aging Fokker 70 and 100 fleets. This limited edition release is only available to club members from our website at herpa.de. So if you haven't registered so far, you can do so anytime. It's free, no obligations, subscriptions, etc. The Austrian E195 should be available latest by September, hopefully a little bit earlier than that. And since I was just mentioning availability, we do have a downloadable list at the bottom of our website in which every month we update the delivery dates for the delayed models. We hope to get that list reduced quickly, but until then you can stay up to date when that special model you've been waiting for so long will finally hit the shelf of your local retailer. For all other not late items, simply check the information provided on the page for each model, where you will find a short description or background on each model and some information such as the scheduled release date. I do hope that something from this 5th package of 2026 will fit what you have been waiting for. Thank you once again so much for your time and for tuning in. And until next time, yours sincerely, Stephan Külgen.